What up, collectors? It's the Clipper King returning for a brand new review on a figure that I don't actually own, and it's a bit of Johnny come lately on this one. There's a few reviews about, but I thought I'd chuck my opinion out there. So I just say massive shout out first to my cousin Daz, who's lent me this figure in good faith that obviously I'll keep it in good condition. I'm going to review it tonight, try and get it uploaded through night, and yeah, let you all check it out. I'll cover packaging in a minute. I'm just going to show you what pose I've got. I'm going to try and get nice and close, get some detail. So I've been a little bit surprised by this figure, and I'll explain that as we go on. So you can see you've got the smiling sculpt on with the green bamboo stick. His nunchucks in his bag here, just dangling behind him. Beautiful. His hand out in front. So I've got the smiling head sculpt on at the moment, the clean version of his catsuit, and he's down to his trainers. I will say at this point as well, as you can see, that's on a DX Michael Jackson base. That's a spare one I've got. I put it on that one because a couple of the bits he's not brought with him, as he's lent me this figure, and I'll cover that when I get to the extras. But nice pose to start us off, and as you can see, the package is in the background. So I just put a shortcut in here. I'll move the figure out of the way and talk you through the box. So stick with me and we'll roll on. Right, like I said, onto the packaging. And first thing you see, this awesome shot of Bruce from Game of Death. As you all know, it's the behind the scenes version. I don't know if I said that in the intro, but you're not idiots, you know who it is. So yeah, the awesome shot of Bruce, like I said. Iconic pose, and a lot of posters with that on. Really nice feeling box. Lettering's raised up. I know Barry did a review on this quite recently, and I've seen a lot of other good ones around. But you can hear that. The raised up lettering. Just the stripes on the side, sort of to represent the catsuit, and just the wording on the side, the real masterpiece collectible figure 1/6. So yeah, first thing that strikes you with the box, like I said, the awesome shot, but also the sheer size of it. It's not so much that it's big, it's that it's deep and it's heavy. So yeah, it is a fucking awesome looking box from Enterbay. Only downside on this one, like I said, my cousin, it's my cousin's figure. He told me as he received it, he noticed that it got a slightly damaged corner. It happens from time to time. You sort of learn to live with it. Yeah, so I always point it out because it just shows that others that do get this figure, that might be one of the things you face. So if I just move the slip cover out of the way and show you the internal box. Again, really nice, classy look to it. Again, the gloss lettering. Pretty sure that says Bruce Lee Game of Death on the lettering, and then obviously in English here. So an all yellow box with a magnet side that opens. Opens with a the magnet wrap round, and then into the box. Obviously the trays and everything have been took out because I've already set up this review kind of thing, but I just want to show you the size of the box. I will do a profile of the box actually, just show you how I think it is. Again, bit of a design fault with these wraparound boxes. You do get a split down the card, and that obviously is just inside where the split was, so that might have been done in while it's been posted, but it might just be a design fault with the box. Because as you're wrapping it, I mean, he has told me he's not opened it and closed it many times, but he's pretty much done that already, so I don't want to mess around and open and close it too much myself. So yeah, just turning that box. It's nearly as wide or as deep as it is wide, to be honest. So yeah, he's a fucking big bastard. So I think a lot of you know that. I just wanted to show, and obviously something to think about, the weight of the box to transfer it from Hong Kong to England. It's going to cost you a fucking arm and a leg sort of thing. So yeah, nice looking box. Bit of damage, which obviously I would mark it down for anyway. Obviously if you do get one that's not damaged, good luck to you kind of thing. But the score on the box, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. But it is an awesome box, and I will say the cardboard they use is still better than what Hot Toys use, so respect to Enterbay for that. So yeah, like I said, 4 out of 5 for the packaging. I'm going to roll on, get the box out of the way, and do the source material. So stick with me. Right, brothers, rolling on to source material. And as we all know, fucking Bruce Lee's a daddy. We had a bit of a Bruce Lee overload last year. And that's possibly one of the reasons I didn't pick this figure up. It was sort of competing with the Hot Toys version and a couple of others that I'd already had before. the suit version, the casual version, but also along with the fact that Enterbay sort of promised so much on this figure and then didn't deliver. But like I said, this is the first time I've seen it in hand, and I'm pleasantly surprised about it. It's a really nice piece. But like I said, I'll stick to the categories and I'll explain more as we go. So, source material. It is from Game of Death, which was the last released film of Bruce Lee's. It was sort of cut with sections of the real Bruce Lee, and then they used another actor to cut, sort of fill in. So the film is a little bit of a mishmash, but the story's pretty good. I think if Bruce would have completed the film, it would be considered one of his best. But certainly the jumpsuit, the yellow jumpsuit, is pretty much the iconic outfit of Bruce. I think most people wouldn't deny that. And Bruce himself, as an actor or martial artist, is still respected as an out-and-out legend. So it's a pretty easy 5 out of 5. Have they caught it well? Well, I think so, but I will go into more detail when we do get to the likeness section. So I'll explain you the pose. Just pretty straight up and down. He's sort of chucked his bag with the nunchucks off. He's got more in a start of fight stance. He's still feeling all confident, we say, because he's still got a grin on face. But yeah, just getting his all balanced, ready to go. He's still got the green bamboo stick, got his hand spread, balances sent out real nice, ready to fuck somebody up. And he's going to enjoy doing it, I think. Look at his face. He's going to take great pleasure in this. So, yeah, stick with me and I'll roll on and we'll do the likeness. Right, rolling on to likeness. Like I said, I'm going to try and get in close for you, show you both head sculpts, try and show you how the eyes work, although it might be a little bit fiddly. I'm going to just compare it also to the smiling version of Bruce from the custom Game of Death figure I did myself. Telling me thoughts on both together. So, just covering the smiling face first. I really like it, I've got to say. I think it's pretty much bang on, which is a surprise because I weren't sure when I'd only seen the pictures of it. But now I see it in hand, I'm more than happy. I think they've got the sculpt really good. Another thing I like, the hair sculpt and sort of the size of the hair, if that makes sense, because a lot of people told me this figure was a little bit balloon-headed. But I do like the proportions that Enterbay have got on this figure. Because with that style hair, if they'd have made the head small, it would have looked a little bit weird. So, yeah, I really do like the smiling head sculpt. And like I say, I'm going to compare it with the Hot Toys one shortly. Just moving down, I have set up the battle damage version. Now, this one has the eyeball rolling system. What I will say is, when you get the eyes right, I think it looks fucking awesome. Because again, on a few pictures, I thought the eyes were a little bit too wide open, which would be strange on a fucking hell, Clipper, get your words out. On an Oriental character, I think his eyes were too wide open. But I think, again, in hand, it's really surprised me. And again, the head sculpt looks good, the hair sculpt looks good, and I do think they have got the face in general pretty bang on. Now, what I will say on this, on a downside, is the eyes are fiddly as fuck. They're very, very loose. Now, I'm used to using the parallel eye rolling system that Hot Toys do, but when I use this one, it's so hard to get the eyes level without making him look like he's got either a lazy eye or he's cross-eyed altogether. And I will show that in a minute. But like I say, when you've got the eyes in a certain position, I think it is dead on Bruce. I mean, if you took an angle from that, I really, really like that. So, yeah, I would be happy to have both these head sculpts. So I'll tell you now, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 on likeness because it's definite who it is. The hair sculpt is fucking awesome. And like I say, I like the size of it. And I do like both sculpts. Try and show them together. Yeah, really like what they've done with it. But like I say, you can make this battle damage head look bad if you don't get the eyes. Now, what I will say is, like I said earlier, I have seen a lot of reviews now on this, or a lot of videos, and I'm not convinced that anybody's really got his eyes bang on level yet. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put a shortcut in, I'm going to set the other Bruce Lee up, and I'm also going to take the hair section off this and show you the eye section. So bear with me. Right, like I said, so you've got the Enterbay version, which is obviously all what came with this set, but then you've got a version that I've sort of made to myself. That's the casual wear Bruce head sculpt from Hot Toys with the Bruce body and a third party company Gamer Dev suit. I do really like that one, I will say. I do like the head sculpt. But if somebody pushed me and asked me which were better, I would now say the Enterbay one is slightly better. I do like both, like I said, and they are took from a different time. Like I said, the hair's different. The smile's pretty much similar, sort of at the same level. But like I said, there's very little in it, but I think I would go with the Enterbay smiling head sculpt. Now, I might have said different to that before, but like I said, it's the first time I've had the Enterbay one in hand. So, yeah, that's how I'd stand on the head sculpt, and that goes to show how much I do like the likeness. Now, onto this battle damaged head. First thing I want to mention, a lot of people slagged off the... Focus, you fucker. Focusing for some reason, focusing on my hand. A lot of people slagged off the blood in the corner of the mouth and said it just looked like it'd be done with a marker pen. I understand what they're saying, but to me it's good enough, and if they'd have done it much more, they'd have gone way over the top. So I'm happy with that. Now, the head fits on a ball joint and it goes on and off really easily, and I will be doing rest review with this head sculpt and with the battle damage suit. So yeah, the head's, like I say, on and off really nice. The eyes are fiddly as fuck, and they're on two independent stems that you can see there. Now, I'm going to move them, and obviously it's not going to be easy anyway because I'm using my left hand, but it's really loose feeling. It sort of floats about in your hand, and it's one of them, you take your finger off it and it sort of then drops into a position that it wants itself, kind of thing. I would always tend to go to the eyes to the side with a Bruce Lee figure anyway, because if you've got a martial arts style pose, you're going to have his head something like that. Now, if you went from central, it's so hard to get them level. I'm not doing bad, actually, with just my left hand. But they always look slightly off to me. Like that, to me, the left eye, as you're looking at it, looks slightly looking too far left. But it still don't make it a bad head sculpt. But like I say, I would always go for the eyes to the side anyway. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. Like I said, I've given it a 5 out of 5, which obviously it can't get no better than that. I just wish the eyes were a little bit stiffer on the battle damaged head. But like I said, on both, the hair sculpt is fucking awesome. Really good work by Enterbay. So stick with me. I'll roll on to outfit next. So I'm going to give you the last show of the outfit on the clean version. And what I will say as well, while these figures are together, this is more a matte finish to the outfit on this, where the one I got has got more a satiny look to it, a lot shinier. And again, I think the Enterbay one is slightly better. And also, I seem to remember his suit being quite baggier or baggier than that one is. So I think Enterbay have just about caught it, and obviously it has shorter sleeves as well, but I will cover all this when the outfit's on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to repose it, I'm going to put the battle damaged head on, I'm going to put the battle damaged suit on, and take it from there. Score you up the rest of the categories. So stick with Clipper King, and I'll fucking educate your mind.